So during the residency, what was cool about the residency is that you get to think through these ideas, and you have various collectors and artists coming to talk to you and giving you feedback and just allowing you to talk out your thoughts, and you get to experiment. And after the residency, that continued here. I was able to use the space again, and you had curators from the Netherlands and London coming in, and I would talk about my work and even sit down with, for example, I sat down with Blue Curry, a Bahamian artist, and we were able to really hash out my artist statement. And by the time when I reached to Aruba, I knew that I wanted to just push this very graphic, geometric work, but coded at the same time. So while I was in Aruba, it was election time, and the way they actually promote their parties is that they fly flags everywhere. And it's just very bizarre. They look like used car lot flags. And it was just so in your face. And I had this origami paper that I picked up in New York while I was there for my book launch. And I just love the patterns. And these are anomalous, illusionary, inducing patterns. Very similar to a Bridget Riley pattern. So I made a collage, and what I did to make the collage is that I created a structure. And that's how my work is really, my process has evolved. I kind of have my research, and then I create a structure, and I build off of that structure. I don't really make from thin air. So underneath this pattern, and you'll see on the next image, is actually this structure. And how I got to this point is I took the dimensions of the Aruban flag, and I sketched the various shapes in all the flags of the countries represented during the residency. So there are people from Aruba, Barbados, the Bahamas, Curacao, Martinique, Puerto Rico, Suriname, and Trinidad. So I just pretty much layered those patterns, deconstructed it, and that produced a framework. And within that framework, that's where you have the origami patterns laying over it. And the letters represent the countries of the artists that took part in the residency. And for me, it was more like a play on the party flags. So that was our coalition government. That was ABBC and MPST, the countries combined, and that was our message. So when you're 2 feet or a foot away from it, you can't see the letters, but when you step back, you can see the letters clearly. And so I made this piece kind of playing off of the tiles in that pattern, and I have a ready-made, this is a breeze block, an Aruban breeze block that nobody knew how to, nobody knew what the name was, and I ended up putting gold leaf on certain parts of the structure and inviting the viewer to come in and actually spin it like a dreidel. I work with a master sculptor while I was there, and that's another good thing about residencies. You just get to pull from all these experts that are at your disposal and learn. And it didn't end up working out, and it looked like that one ashtray I made you, Dad, when I was 3. It was just really ugly. So I ended up using what was there, and I have a short video of what it looks like. So Aruba was interesting in the sense that, and it was amazing, to be honest with you, because I was in this environment with 9 other artists. We all were, I think I was the oldest, but we all were pretty much starting out in art, whether it was in the Caribbean or in Europe, and we found that we were making art that wasn't necessarily categorized as just being Caribbean art. And we were all kind of fighting against that. We ended up talking about politics. We interacted with the space and the local artists. We did many artist talks, and it was just a fertile environment. It was a lot of fun. I was able, again, to step outside of my comfort zone. So I left Fresh Milk, and I did more work after I left here, kind of polishing these origami pieces and talking through what I was dealing with and doing further research into Islamic art, and then that piggybacked off of other stuff and my fascination and love for op art. And now I'm even transitioning past this and building off of this at this current time. think that's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.